Hello students, we have been discussing sexual reproduction in flowering plants, which is the second chapter of class 12 biology. In the previous video, we had discussed about pollen grain. Today we will continue this particular discussion. As we all know that the cytoplasm of pollen grain, it is surrounded by plasma membrane. We all know that the cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounded by plasma membrane. When the pollen grain matures, it contains two cells. What are those cells? The vegetative and the generative cell. Let us have a look at some figures. First of all, let us draw the figure of a pollen grain tetrad. It must be drawn in this. Okay. The figure of a pollen grain tetrad. So what happens? The microspore, it matures in the pollen grain. We had discussed that particular thing in the previous video also. So how does it take place? In how many stages? So have a look at we can understand this with the help of a figure, of some figures. Okay. This is the exact thing. Microspore. Let us draw it bigger. Now what happens? Two vacuoles have developed here and nucleus goes here. Let us make it a big now the shape becomes in this manner and spindle fibers began to appear. And now this leads to the formation of vegetative and generative cell. Vegetative and generative cell. So here, this is the nucleus, this is the status, and this is the stage of a pollen grain tetrad. What happens? Two we are seeing vacuoles develop. Then these spindle fibers, which are asymmetrical. Asymmetrical spindle fibers come into existence, and now they find two cells here. This is the vegetative cell and this is the generative cell. Let us discuss about them. The vegetative cell, it is larger than the generative cell. It has abundant food reserve and a large nucleus. It has a large nucleus, which is irregular in shape. So it is longer than the generative cell. It has adequate food reserves, and what happens here? It has a large nucleus. But the nucleus is irregular in shape. It's not regular. What about generative cell? It is smaller in comparison to the vegetative cell. And where does it floats? It floats. Where does it floats? In cytoplasm. In cytoplasm. It floats into the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. The generative cell is floating in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. It is spindle shaped. Generative cell is spindle shaped. Here the cytoplasm is very dense. Cytoplasm is dense and it has a nucleus. So what are the characteristics of generative cell? It is smaller in comparison to vegetative cell, and generative cell floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. It is spindle shaped and its cytoplasm contains a nucleus, and the cytoplasm is also dense. In 60% angiosperms, what happens? Pollen grains are shed. Pollen grains are shed at this two-celled stage. But in other species, that's the 60% angiosperms. But in other species, what happens? This generative cell, it divides mitotically. Mitotic division occurs here, and as a result of that, two male gametes before pollen grains are shed. And it is called three-celled stage. In 60% angiosperms, what happens? Pollen grains are shed at this two-celled stage. In other species, what happens? The generative cell, it divides mitotically. Mitotic division occurs here, and as a result of that, two male gametes before pollen grains are shed. It gives rise to two male gametes before pollen grains are shed, and this is called three-celled stage. Now pollen grains of several plant species, they cause severe allergies. They cause severe allergies and also bronchial problems or afflictions. So pollen grains of several plant species, pollen grains of several plant species cause problems related to allergy and bronchi, and as a result of that, asthma, bronchitis, etc. diseases are caused. So PG, pollen grains of several plant species, cause severe allergies and bronchi related afflictions or problems, and as a result of that, what happens? Asthma and bronchitis diseases are caused. As for example, Parthenium, as for example, Parthenium or carrot grass. What kind of grass? Carrot grass, that came to India along with imported wheat as a contaminant. as a contaminant, and as a result of that, now it is found everywhere and causes pollen allergy. So the carrot grass, which is known as Parthenium, when we imported wheat into India, this particular contaminant came along, and as a result of that, what happened? Now it is found everywhere and it causes pollen allergy. Now discuss these beneficial points. Pollen grains are beneficial too. In Western countries, there are a number of pollen products. There are a number of pollen products, and they are used in the form of tablets and syrups. Tablets and syrups, and the athletes use them to enhance their performance. So the pollen grains have some beneficial points too. What? In Western countries, a large number of pollen products are used in the form of tablets and syrups, and the athletes also use them to enhance their performance, to increase their performance. Now, viability or durability of pollen grains. How much are the pollen grains durable? What is their viability? So it depends on two things. What are those? Temperature and humidity. It depends upon temperature and humidity. It varies from species to species. In rice and wheat, it is up to 30 minutes. Rice and wheat it is only up to 30 minutes, but in some members such as Solanaceae, Rosaceae and Leguminosae, Solanaceae, Rosaceae and Leguminosae, the viability or they can sustain for several months. In some members of Solanaceae, Rosaceae and Leguminosae, they can sustain for several months. So they can be used for plant breeding. These pollen grains can be used for plant breeding by keeping them in pollen banks, in pollen banks, because they can survive in liquid nitrogen minus 186 degrees centigrade or Celsius, whatever it is. So they can survive in liquid nitrogen where the temperature is almost 196 degrees Celsius. So these are the benefits of pollen grains, that they can be used for breeding plants, and then can be kept in pollen banks for future plant breeding, because they can be found in liquefied manner in liquefied nitrogen when the temperature is minus 196 degree Celsius or centigrade, whatever it is. So today we will finish with this. In the next video, we will continue with this particular chapter. Till then, keep liking and sharing my videos, and do subscribe my channel if you haven't done so.